spoke too soon on the no problems. What's going on, everybody? We're back in the C10. I'm headed to pick up my little man from his mama's house. I figured I'd surprise him and pick him up in the old C10 since I don't think I've ever picked him up in this thing. So you ought to be excited. It's a little after 6 o'clock now, so we're going to try not to get stuck in the dark because I still ain't changed that switch out. I'll probably wait a few more years before I do that. I'm going to go pick him up and then we're going to run through town and get some gas since I didn't get to get none the other night. And then we're probably going to stop by a parts store and grab a few things. Oh, and I'm sure a lot of people has probably wondered how fast we're running and what certain RPM and all that stuff, because we got a 700 R4 transmission. It's around a 2800, 3000 stall. I ain't sure which one it is exactly. It's kind of a tight converter. And we got 373 gears with a 325 50 tire on the back. And according to my GPS on my phone, we're running about 60 miles an hour right now, and that's the RPM. About 2100, 2200 RPM at 60 miles an hour for anybody that was wondering. We're cutting it close on fuel. Cutting it close on fuel and getting into it. That's what I should be doing. Yeah, that makes sense. You ready?
This is where Mama went.
Yeah. Fuel pump's back to making a hell of a racket. It's been quiet this whole time, so it seems like it only starts making the noise when it heats up. Rolling through Main Street, everything echoes off these buildings pretty good. So let's see if we can make a little noise. Hopefully there wasn't no cops around. I guess we'll find out if they was. About to pull up the AutoZone here. I think I got like 20 bucks on their little reward card deal, so I'm gonna go in here and get a couple things. Probably get some fuel filters and maybe a new pair of vice grips. And then we gotta make it to the gas station. We are getting low. Leaving AutoZone, I just grabbed a fuel filter that you can clean out, and it's not one of them clear ones, so y'all shouldn't be whining about that. And I just grabbed another battery terminal from a daddy's truck because they're still missing one on it. They didn't have no vice grips in there. They was all out of them. I was gonna get me a nice new pair of vice grips, but they didn't have none in there, so I just have to wait the next time. Now we gotta make it to the gas station and then try to make it back home before we get caught in the dark again. Just left the store, put a little over 4 gallons there, got us a smidge over a half a tank. We headed to the house now, and it's not quite dark, but the sun is definitely going down. But don't look like we're gonna get caught in the pitch black dark tonight and have to worry about headlights, so let's ease on to the house. So far this trip has commenced without any problems. What you think, buddy? Huh? Have fun? All you doing is playing on that damn tablet. Well, I guess I spoke too soon on the no problems. It just died on me. Found our problem. We got lucky on this one. Daggum hose slipped off the fuel filter. I don't know how the hell that happened. I had the damn thing fairly tight. You wouldn't know, I brought everything but a damn screwdriver. I think what happened is I put the zip tie here whenever I was fooling with the return stuff. I think along with driving and vibration, it didn't have no give in it, and it probably pulled it out there. So brought everything but a damn screwdriver. Got an old knife here with a blade broke off, so should be able to get it with that. Alright, got it back on there, got it tight as I could. It's still a little loose, but we ain't got far to go, so we're gonna try to ease home and hopefully it don't pop back off. I think it's probably tighter than it was anyhow. It's not it's not just gonna slide off now. Luckily I had it pointing this way, so when it come off, it just kept shooting gas that way. That would have been a bad deal if it fell and started shooting gas on them hot headers right there. That wouldn't have been good. Imagine that. It runs when it's got fuel. I guess I jinxed myself when I was pulling away from the four-way stop and said that this trip was going pretty good with no problems, because literally 30 seconds after I said that we ain't had no problems, the damn thing died and we had a problem. I think we got her fixed good enough to get back to the house now. I don't even know what I did with my damn knife. Oh well. Got enough gas now, we can play around a little bit. Hope that hose don't come off that filter again. This is what happens when you start driving stuff a lot more than it usually gets drove. Start finding little problems you really didn't know you had, because when you just crank something up once a month and drive it down to the end of the road and back, you don't really find out the little gremlins that's lurking there. But once you start driving a little bit, like I've started to do here lately, that's when you start finding all the little problems. But that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is work out the little bugs and stuff. That way cruising the coast comes around, maybe we'll have this thing straightened out enough to go down there with it. The main thing I need to get right now is a fan on it. But I'm gonna try to find me a clutch fan to put on it. I don't want to put no electric fans on it. And I need to get this switch on there, the headlight switch. Most of the fun happens down there at night, so we're gonna definitely need some headlights by then. Suck your head back. Yeah. Besides our fuel line popping off, I'd say it wasn't too bad of a trip. Alright, well, it's been a week or so since I last drove this thing. I went and picked up a little buddy there, and then we went by AutoZone. I got this filter here to swap that one out. Since y'all always complaining about my glass filter, went ahead and grabbed another one, swap it out. And then on the way home, the daggone fuel line slipped off the filter here and sprayed gas everywhere. But luckily, me having the line routed the way it is, it just sprayed all the gas up there in that corner instead of all over them hot headers, or that probably wouldn't have been good. So we got lucky on that part. But it wasn't a filter that failed. It was just I didn't have the daggone clamp tight and it slipped off of there. These filters are metal, and then a rubber line, and it gets wet with gas. It makes it pretty slick. But yeah, we're gonna swap it out. Got this filter here. Everybody always complaining about the glass filters because they can come loose, and they got several spots where they could leak at. I mean, I've used them filters for years. I know they can leak and stuff, but I've been pretty good about keeping mine tight and all that, and I really ain't ever had any problems with them until the other day. And the main reason I've always used these filters is because they're cheap and they're see-through, so you can see how much trash you got in there. Plus they're easy to take apart and clean it out. But this one here is just as easy to clean out, and it actually is a better filter because it catches more debris than that one will. But yeah, we're gonna get it just swapped out. That way everybody's always complaining about my glass filter. Y'all won't be able to complain about that no more. But there's still plenty of other stuff you can complain about on this pile. Well, no more glass filter. The reason it pulled the line off this one here whenever we was driving last week is because I put the zip tie on here and it was kind of pulling tight on it. It pulled it loose, I do believe. I need to try to find a screw, at least one maybe, stick in the bottom of that. That's probably all I could get in it is one, considering it don't want to exactly reach to get them both in there. Need to move it over a little bit. It was fine until I put this carburetor with this fuel line and stuff on it. Now it's just a little bit too short from being able to reach. Moved it over a little bit, found one screw to put in the bottom. It's not perfect. I gotta put a couple more screws in it, get her straightened up, but it'll be alright for now, just to go down the road so it ain't got a bunch of tension on it. Alright, turn it on. There you go. Make sure we ain't got no leaks. Alright, turn it back off. To the store, played around a little bit, made it back to the house without any problems. This is the first time in a while that it's made a trip somewhere and back without anything happening. I think she's starting to get there. Just a little more tinkering here and there. I'm gonna try to get some stuff rounded up for cruising the coast. Need to get a fan for this thing. I need to get some tires for my trailer and my truck there, because I'm gonna try to tow it down there. It's about an hour from here to the coast down there. I don't really want to drive this thing an hour, so gotta try to find some tires for my truck and my trailer there, because it's got two on it that's got a staples in them from last time I let somebody borrow it, and then got two tires on my truck that ain't that good. So try to round up some tires for that so we can haul this rig down there, and if we can find a fan and maybe a regulator, hook up the return line for a fuel system, I think that'll be good enough to take it to cruising finally. It ain't been in several years, so I'd like to take it this year if possible. We got a couple weeks until then, so it's gonna be crunch time, but maybe we can get it all rounded up. But I reckon I'm in this one off here. Made a successful trip finally. Got our fuel filter swapped out, so no more glass filter, so y'all can't complain about that anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna end this one off here. Y'all just like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Later.